And now it should be working. Hey, what's up?
Yay! Hello.
Hello.
All right, so we're good.
Believe so.
I'm good.
Probably not.
Everyone's ready. Yay!
Ready.
Okay. Well, welcome back, everybody. Hope everyone's week was good. Before we get going, obviously, seeing as we are now part of several streams, we are obligated to really scrutinize how we present ourselves. So, those of you watching the stream, this is going to be a mature content game. So, viewer discretion advised.
I just learned recently, it's probably a new feature, but Twitch apparently has like warning stickers that you can just add, like drugs, gambling, sexual themes, violence, gore, vulgarity, and profanity. So
It's
I
going to
have
do
all
all
of that
those
toggled.
things. I was going to say
All
all
of
of
it's
the things.
We don't say fuck in this stream, but we totally do.
All right, so who would like to recap for any potential viewers what happened last session?
Who's up?
I believe we were escorted to a bridge to the docks where we met some people trying to, I believe, steal a crystal from on top of the ship so that we were about aboard. So
They were trying to steal the entire ship, really, with the crystal just a bonus, but we interrupted because, well, we didn't know at the time, but that is our boat.
luckily, and then we killed a lot of people. A lot of people fell into the water where a tentacle beast didn't get them. And here we are.
All right. Well, that being said, time to open it up. You struggle to catch your breath amidst the aftermath of the battle upon Elyssara Pier. The adrenaline still coursing through your bodies subsides and retreats. With the bandit leader laying broken and defeated upon the cold stone of the ground, and no further sign of assailants, an eerie silence falls upon all of you. Amidst all of the chaos, killing the bandits seemed like the right thing to do, as innocent lives were at stake. But why doesn't it feel right? Nothing feels right. Behind you, echoing across the waters, are the disdainful protests of the many desperate citizens of Lysandrelis who've crowded around the city's pier checkpoint, hoping to gain passage across the dark strait of the Starfall shores. Glancing at the emblem of the Wardens stitched into the cloth of your new garments, you are reminded of your newfound sense of purpose and duty. The conditions of wearing such a badge of honor, respectively. Calling out to you from aboard the rescued trade ship is a tall and broad-shouldered elven female, presumably the Luminara Council's contact, and your captain for the journey across these menacing and dark waters. Elandra Windsong. Well, it's about fucking time you showed up.
Well, we didn't know you'd be attacked by bandits.
And I did. Get your arses on board.
I guess I'll
Coming.
quickly pull everyone along.
Are you still carrying a sack full of dead bandit?
Yes.
Thank Finn.
As Zigbis moves to walk on board, he's gonna just ruffle through some dead bandits, seeing if there's anything interesting or some extra gold we can loot.
Yes, you guys
Might
had
as well
done
loot
so
bodies.
last session.
Ah, okay.
And you had acquired, I believe it was some copper, some silver, a few gold.
65 silver pieces, 10 gold pieces, and 1+1 crossbow, which I believe we gave to the rogue.
That is exactly right, according to my notes.
I was reading off the side.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, it does say that. Thanks, Embrin.
So as you go to reach down and start kind of rummaging through the bodies, Elandra calls at you. She says, "Hey, you don't have a lot of time. Come on, it's not just you we're waiting for either, so come on, get your things, get on."
Who is pulling Tranquility?
Not drunk, because I assume that you're not going to follow drunk.
No.
Drunk at
You
this
know,
point,
somebody would be
for,
like,
for
"Oh, that
anybody
wasn't-
that happens
didn't
to be
really
viewing,
happen, that was
at the end of the
scripted."
last
It's
combat,
you'd be
also,
surprised with the dumb shit we
Embrin was
say on the
down
regular.
briefly by the bandit leader,
We don't think
and
about it
drunk
until we're like,
also
oh,
opened up
no.
a bunch of scars and revealed a whole bunch of mouths and eyes and growled from
Shooting to
those
the
mouths
west.
to scare the bandit, and I think also scared
It's
Tranquility
that
away.
way. Well,
And maybe that's
way
probably
beyond that.
why
Beyond
people
there.
are taking so long to get on the ship. They're still kind of
I wonder.
wondering
A
what
fortnight away.
the F just happened.
Oh yeah, you are.
And especially Embrin, who was down, got knocked out.
I'm still waking the F up.
Embrin, you open your eyes and you see,
Well, I'm going towards
unfortunately,
the shooting
still the
slowly.
pitch
I'm
black
just
of the
sitting
sky
here.
above. A little bit of a reddish hue from the
I'm
sun
not that far
Kalia
off, but
being
there's
eclipsed.
More shooting now. There's,
And your friends, or your new
they're
comrades,
right here.
are
One just got
kind of standing around you, staring at you. You feel better. You feel like you just maybe got some healing attention.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm gonna quickly try to push everyone towards the ship, but I'm especially gonna try to hide Drunk from the masses and just like try to quickly push him on. Like, we need to go. We need to go. We need to go.
Coming, all
Zigbist
good.
is already on.
Fuck.
Okay.
I
Tranquility
think
will.
Drunk's gonna grab one of the bodies as well and throw it over her shoulder and follow Finn.
Okay. And Tranquility.
There's two of
Well,
them over.
if Finn pushed her, then she is pushed, but otherwise, I mean, she's going to need to be pulled a little bit. She is having a bit of a breakdown right now.
Okay, and Sylvan.
Ah, fuck! Nope.
Alright,
Yeah.
sorry. Where are we?
I wasn't making
What's the
connection.
Oh, I was just wondering if you were doing or saying anything before you boarded the ship.
No, I'm just gonna quietly walk up onto the ship. Off topic of the ship, was that crossbow just a hand crossbow?
It is a standard-sized crossbow.
Because I'm looking through the items and I don't see like that. I see hand.
It's plus
hand,
one crossbow.
I see hand crossbow.
Is it a light or a
hand
heavy?
Crossbow.
It's a light crossbow.
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm just making my way onto the ship. I'm just want to get on board, get ready to leave.
If Finn notices Tranquility lagging behind, he's just gonna turn around and like delicately take her hand and like lead her onto the boat while still holding the sack of bloody body.
The nice,
Oh.
comforting bugbear.
Good enough.
It's gentlemanly of you.
I'll actually find my way to my feet and hobble onto the ship at my ever so high. What am I, like 4 hit points?
I think
6.
it might be,
That's
yeah,
plenty.
6.
That's 5 more than you really need.
You climb aboard at your own pace, and of course you can see up on the deck of the ship that Elandra is growing impatient. She's got her hands on her hips. She flicks one side of her silver hair back across her shoulder. She says, come on, I haven't got all day. Oh, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's okay, that's all of you, it looks like. Oh, we are waiting for one more, so just be patient.
I
And she
swear to
said,
God, if it's Whisper.
dude.
That would be funny. Wouldn't
Embrin's
surprise
gonna.
Drunk if it was.
You guys wait for a few minutes. Elandra goes off and talks to her crew, orders them to get ready to depart. And it's just after a few minutes of kind of looking like you're fish out of water on a boat that you've never really been on, at least not in a while. You hear a thudding of footsteps coming up the gangplank. And all you hear before you turn around is a, well, well, well.
Of
Seems
course.
tangled threads indeed. And you turn to see Whisper standing there.
Does he still have the stupid hood up around his head?
He does.
Drunk is immediately making fun of him. I can do that off camera, it's fine, but just assume the drunk is making fun of him.
He says, well, maybe you should have taken that offer. Seems we would have ended up in the same place regardless.
That's great, buddy. I don't really care right now about whatever fate BS you got going. My insides almost became my outsides about 3 minutes ago.
I was gonna say, you all look a little worse for wear. Have a bit of a rough landing, did you?
You wouldn't
Looks
have
over
to
you,
know anything
Ember.
about that.
I don't remember. I remember blacking out and I woke up on the ground
And he looks
in
over
a
to...
lot of pain.
Was that you, Zig, that said that to him?
Yeah, just like kind of sarcastically, like, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
He says, no, trust me, all I need is this ship to get me across the way, and that's it. If I had any need for it, I would have taken it.
Need
And
for
you can
the shard?
Need for the ship and the shard. He can see that there's like a slight upturn of his mouth as if he's not kidding, but also a little joking.
Taken if needed. Interesting. Big talk. 1 man. 6 people just tried to take ship. Drunk killed 3. 4?
Good for you.
How many did I kill? I don't remember.
At
I
least
blacked
2.
out.
Maybe 3?
You didn't
Embrin,
die. That's
good
what's
job.
important.
Good job, Embrin.
I'm gonna yell
I'll
out. I
take
killed
it.
one.
I killed that guy before
Go ahead.
he landed.
Anyways, you see that Whisperer has a backpack with some belongings. He's got his longsword. He has also apparently what looks like a small shield that's attached to his backpack. He's definitely prepared for battle, and judging by some of the facial scars that you saw on him when you got a glimpse of his face for the first time, this guy's seen some battle, for sure. He kind of sets his bag down near the stairs that lead up to the wheel deck, and he just kind of
What?
stretches up to where the
The
wheel,
helm?
the steering wheel, the helm, whatever
What?
whatever you want to call it. There's a
Helm,
wheel up
correct,
there.
Yeah.
Helm is correct. Up near the helm, he turns, stretches, and you can hear Alondra yelling out across the bow. All right, lads, hoist the sails. And she's looking around. She's got a. She's just making sure that everything is as it should be, and she cranks the wheel as the crew undoes the ropes that are attaching the boat to the pier, and she drops the main sail, and it starts to kind of pull away from the pier slowly. And it's at this point that there's no turning back. The wind picks up rather deftly and grabs the sails and starts pulling you all easterly away from the pier. And you think you hear Alondra singing or humming some sort of sea shanty tune to herself as she guides you out of the pier and away. Let's get some kind of music going here.
How many crew are there on the ship? Like, roughly?
So, when you first got on the ship, you noticed that there was probably about 20. So just enough for her to captain the ship, and everyone else does what she says. And they
Got
should
it.
be able to
Nice.
handle everything.
When she started yelling for a second there, I was a little worried that she expected us to sail the ship.
No, you are her charge, so she doesn't really make you do anything unless it's absolutely necessary.
Hell yeah.
So you guys pull away from Lysandrelis and Solara Pier, and you swear that with the wind pushing the sails, and at the same time pushing you further and further away from the city, you think you can still hear the outcries of people wanting to leave. And it's really strange to you because before you left, you always thought of Lysandrelis as a safe place and like the heart of Elyssara, and it's got a history. And the community there was welcoming and second to none, at least in your eyes. But to see everyone so low and thinking about their existence kind of brings everything into perspective. And you're wondering why. Why do people want to leave such a safe place? And then it dawns on you. Maybe it's not so safe anymore. And as you drift out into dark, open waters, the luminous shard hanging high up near the crow's nest kind of illuminates the deck and provides comfort in the
Question.
swell. Yes.
So, is it like complete night? Is that basically what it looks like out here?
Currently it's 9:30 in the morning and the sun is in the sky, but the light is very dim.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if this was like big patches of complete darkness.
Well, I will tell you this as a hint. The long dark does not sequester itself to land only.
Okay.
So it's like we're in a cave.
It's like you're in this dark enclosure that only becomes darker in various moments depending on where you are.
It's
Does
interesting.
it still, just like before the eclipse, does it still sort of exist in like patches in various like sizes and in locations?
Yes, but what you have noticed
Okay.
is that the patches themselves have either become more tumultuous or larger.
Okay.
Okay.
Because when the first eclipse was around and then it ended and the long dark remained, there was always just sort of like a calm about it. Like it wasn't quite fully a threat. It was like seeing an enemy on the horizon. You know that it's coming. You're just not sure how long it will take to get to you. And now, unfortunately, it's here. The hours pass, and you find yourself pretty much drifted out into complete open ocean. The pier has long since left your view, and you don't see really any land in any direction. And you are totally in the midst of nowhere. And what's going to happen now is essentially this will be some travel in which some downtime can take place. You guys can RP. You can talk with anybody on the ship. You can do anything you want during your downtime as long as it falls within the parameters of downtime. And should you feel the need to want to expedite the process, we can do that too. But just know that fast travel often is more dangerous. And according to Alondra, who happens to be far more experienced in the ways of the ocean than you all are put together, it would probably be very good of you to follow her lead, at least for now.
While this is
Yep.
So
Go ahead.
while
Zig.
this
Yep.
while this is going on, and once Zigbist has gotten his bearings of the ship, he would have taken out some equipment and started casting Find Familiar. It's a 1-hour ritual, so he'll just be doing that just off in his own little space.
Tranquility would like to, sorry.
No, you go.
Tranquility would like to perform. This is sort of her regaining her equilibrium, trying to help out by raising the spirits of the ship, and also just seeing to myself how much of her self she has back together right now.
Okay. And the others, what will you be doing for at least the beginning of this journey?
Tranquility is a bundle of nerves still. Oh, sorry.
Nat
That's
1,
delayed.
huh? Natty 1. Oof.
Yeah, she's gonna need a while.
You like go and like try and do a twirl or like a what is your performance again?
It's a theremin, so it's got that like that creepy like ooh kind of
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah, it's got that weird kind of. But yeah, you go to pluck a few of the chords, and it just like you are so distracted you can't even think about a note.
Okay, she puts it away and resumes like quietly, not crying, and just like trying to gather her morale, any at all.
To everyone else, it sounds like disharmonious nonsense.
Oh no. I think Drunk is gonna kind of like approach the group at some point and be like, so group should probably talk about interaction at pier. A lot of things happen. Tranquility doing okay?
May I I have in my inventory a little bag of sand. May I panically throw that at him?
Oh no.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
Ah.
Yes.
Pocket sand.
All right. I mean, hey, do you have like prestidigitation?
No.
I mean, I
Just
don't think
throw
you
the
would have.
sand.
Yeah. Okay. You have a little bit of sand in your pocket from I don't know, sitting in the dirt in Lysandrelus or something.
Okay, Tranquility screams, and the bag of sand wildly bounces across the deck near his feet.
Yeah.
Not even opened.
No, it's not.
Gonna hit him with a bag in the face.
I think
So
that was the
Tranquility
plan.
clearly not okay. Sorry to hear.
I just gotta walk over, and
One second. I do want to see one thing. Where are you on the ship, Tranquility? Because you can be at the helm, you can be on the main deck, you could be up at the aft.
I would probably have started up sort of a mid decks to try to bask in the light of the luminolith shard while I play my song to regain my spirits. But that clearly did not work, so I'm hanging around wherever Finn is because at least Finn feels fairly safe.
Okay, well, I'll do this then. I will describe the Wind Song, the boat that you're on. It is a 3-mast ship. Actually kind of large for a trade ship, but it also appears to be equipped with weaponry. You remember when you were boarding, you saw that there were some slits in the hull of the ship that allowed for cannons, it looks like. And up on the main deck, there's a grating that covers the center. Clearly, below the main deck is probably where the sailors themselves sleep, as well as the captain's quarters. And even below that, judging by the size of the ship, you're betting that there's probably cargo below. The sails themselves are of a sort of bleached, like sun-bleached white. Kind of like all this a bit white, yellow stains all around the place. There's a couple rips here and there that have been patched up. And there is no flag other than a very... it's a triangular sort of green flag, which you know indicates a trade vessel, which usually, according to maritime law here, trade vessels are off limits. You can Pillage, plunder, do anything you want, but trade vessels are usually either owned or commissioned by a very important organization or person. So to screw with them is literally invoking war.
Good
So,
to know. So, in theory, low risk of pirates. That's good. Except people,
Technically.
we've already seen a lot of desperation, so who knows?
that's right. For all you know, maritime law has gone to shit now, and it's all every man for himself.
Yeah.
But anyways, you guys were saying, I mean, as you're sort of near the main deck, you can see that Embern is laying against the main mast, staring off into the distance. Sylvan, are you up near the aft at the front?
No, I'm sitting near the mast too. I just found like a comfortable spot in that area.
Okay. Yeah, there's like a few sacks of cargo, probably grain or something that you deem to be comfortable enough. You take a spot there. You guys can continue with your conversation. Sorry, I just wanted to describe the ship. Oh, one last thing. Oh, actually, should I roll? Yeah, you should definitely roll for this. I'm not going to ask you for a perception check because you can clearly see what this is, but whether or not you know what it is, I'm going to require a nature check from anybody that has proficiency with it.
I don't have proficiency.
Me neither.
Nope.
Anybody with nature proficiency?
Not me.
I guess not.
Okay.
Well, I look like a ranger.
Then the next best thing will be Arcana proficiency.
No dice. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Also a no from me. I'm sleeping
Nada.
anyways.
I'm also
Okay.
like
God damn
laying
it.
out.
Natty
Okay.
one.
It's gonna be
Like,
one of
you're
those
not in this
sessions.
plane.
It's gonna be one of those sessions.
By the way,
All
what is
right.
the familiar?
Hold up one moment.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I do need to know what that is. Yeah.
Got it. Celestial Raven, TLDR.
Ooh.
Yay!
Cute.
Caca. All right. With the 15 Arcana check, you're just going to meet it, Tranquility. So, something struck you as odd when you were boarding the ship. You noticed that the construction of it was typical for a trade ship of this size. But what you didn't expect was the material that it's made out of. Now, typically, in these days, most ships are made out of wood. But this wood is a bit darker in color. And as soon as you walk onto the boat and get a lot better of a look at it, it dawns on you that this wood is far different than you expected. You are aware during some of your teachings back at your home when you were being educated about the ways of the world that druids often liked to transmute and create things. Sometimes they would create something out of nothing, or they would alter what is already there. And out of these stories came what is known as iron wood. It carries the same properties as wood. It's buoyant. It essentially is somewhat porous in a way, and it can be fashioned into any shape. But it also carries the properties of steel. It is harder than normal wood. It does not burn like normal wood. And in fact, realizing now what this is, you feel incredibly safe on this vessel because you're possibly standing on one of the more secure and hardened vessels in existence that you've been on, at least.
I don't think Tranquility's ever been on a ship before. I
You've
think
heard of
he's just
these
been on the
things,
bridge.
yeah.
Oh, yes, I would have heard of him. Thank you.
So it sort of comes from druids playing around with the properties of the natural order of things, and that leads you to believe that perhaps this Elandra is a bit more mysterious than you first thought.
I think Tranquility will tell Zigbis this. I don't think that she is put together enough to tell Finn this.
So you guys, yeah.
If
we'll
anybody's in
continue.
earshot, they'll hear it.
Yeah, you guys can continue with your conversation. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to describe
Okay.
the ship for you.
Carry on.
I'm just gonna walk over to Drunk and put my hand on his head, and I'm like, "Look, there's nothing to worry about him, as long as we don't feed him after midnight."
Nah.
Drunk is just beaming. Yeah, nothing to worry about. All fine. All good. Drunk fine.
You all notice that as you're talking with each other, you're getting a sense of the surroundings, and everyone's running about doing their jobs. You got someone up in the crow's nest keeping an eye out. You got Whisper seems to have situated himself up near the aft, the front sail, and he just appears to be up at the railing looking out at the ocean. That is just in case you guys wanted to go talk to him. You don't have to, but he has his own agenda, it seems.
Gonna go push it in. Not actually. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Roll initiative.
Yeah. Go ahead, Zigbist.
You pissed me off for the last time.
Yeah.
Zigbist is going to send his familiar to go fly up in the air with the instructions like if it feels endangered or something's going to jump out of the sky to just come straight back.
Right,
But
so... Sorry, I was going to say that you're after the hour of your ritual, you hear this sort of screech coming from the sky. It's like a beep, and just the tiniest ray of light shines in your view, and then out from it comes this raven. You said it was a raven, right?
Yeah, it's a raven.
Okay.
It looks just like a raven, but it has the type celestial.
Okay. And it swoops down and flaps its wings a couple times and then actually lands on your shoulder.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell my raven to go fly up in the air, but if it feels like something's about to go grab it, to just come straight back down. And I'm going to share its vision and see what I can see, like as high as it can fly.
Okay. Perfect. Anyone else?
I think I'm just gonna pull Drunk aside real quick, and I'm just gonna whisper to him, "I got you a snack in the bag. We should probably hold on to it for later, I guess. I don't know how this works."
Yeah, as long as confined private place, should probably eat sooner rather than later. Eating help Drunk think and speak. Not sure if Finn have noticed. Drunk speech not so good last day or two. Been 2, almost 3 days since Drunk eaten, so eating would be good. But I wanted to try to talk to Tranquility, check in, talk to Embrin, check in, speak to Windsong, see what her deal is. But yeah, Drunk should eat soon. Thank Finn.
No problem. I'm just gonna, I guess, hold the sack at arms. Well, hold on, I have really long arms at my side to nearly touching the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, Drunk grabbed a body too, so I think he's probably just plopped that somewhere. And if anybody had asked why he was dragging a body along, he probably would have just used some very weak deception nat one of oh, have to cast spells, speak to body, might know things important for group to know. Important, don't worry. And
the one thing that you do notice, you at least since you guys departed, is that nobody has asked you about the bodies.
Nice. Yeah, you're welcome.
You figure that it's probably just the fact that maybe Alondra has her crew trained in such a way where they're not supposed to really, mingle with her charges.
I
Possibly.
think also Drunk will probably make some he's not gonna say this too loud, but to the group he'll probably say something like, "Yeah, crew of 20 on ship could have helped with fight against bandits. Only 6 or 7 bandits, 20 crew, 6 of us could have helped, but okay, group will
Well,
handle bandits, no problem. You're welcome."
They were
might not all
probably
be
being
fighters.
held. Yeah, they were. That's the other thing too. Is most of them were. You figure they were probably either being held captive or have no fighting experience and were cowering.
We're the weird ones for going in at first. Generally.
Important to help people.
Yeah. True.
I think even after having the sand thrown at him, I think Drunk is gonna kind of maybe just sit cross-legged a good 5 or 6 feet from Tranquility and just kind of not stare, but just kind of I'm here, I'm not threatening, I'm normal, I'm just gonna kind of share your space, kind of like you would with a cat that you don't want to be afraid of you.
Um,
And I think if Embrin's in the same area, Drunk will probably start talking to Embrin and just be like, "So, Embrin feeling okay? No, seriously injured. Doing okay now?"
He's on the main deck, laying up against the main mast, kind of like nodding in and out of a sleep and awake.
Yeah, so I'm
He's chilling.
assuming that all of us are kind of up in that area. I don't know if Tranquility was somewhere else.
I believe
No.
Tranquility is.
She
Yeah.
was staying near Finn despite I don't think she knows that there's a body in the bag right now. I think she's still kind of, yes.
It's not a body, it's a snack.
It is a snack.
It's a midnight snack. Oh wait, it's already
Snack.
midnight. Time to snack.
It's a drunk snack.
It's midnight somewhere in this world.
Small
Drunk
separate
It's
question.
always midnight.
Oh shit! It's right now. Ah!
Does, in character, does Tranquility know that Emberin speaks Celestial?
No.
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, thank
We
you.
have not spoken it yet to each other, but when they find out,
But what?
I look forward to when they find out that the other speaks Celestial.
Probably not too long. Tranquility's going to start praying pretty soon.
So to kind of move things a little bit further here, let's say that the first few hours passes on the ocean. Lysandrelus and the Solar Pier have been out of sight for a while now. Whisper remains up on the front of the ship, and Elandra continues to steer. Every once in a while, she'll bark out an order, change the direction of the sail, or tighten that down, or lift that, move that, get to that, stuff like that. Barking orders left and right. At one point, you see that she takes a look at all of you kind of mingling amidst the main deck, and she'll gesture to one of her crew members, and she'll motion for him to take the wheel, and she steps away from it and down the stairs towards all of you. And she says, "All right, now that we've at least gotten out into the ocean, how y'all feeling? You look like you could use some food too."
Okay.
You over there?
Could-
He points
I
at
could definitely
Embrin.
Be very grateful for any hospitality.
All right. She reaches into her pocket. She pulls out a few rations, tosses them to you all. That should tide you over for now.
Thank you, Captain.
Couple things I wanted to get out of the way while you are aboard my vessel. That is, if you're willing to listen. I understand you had such a rough time with those bandits. And I do apologize for that. I would have taken them all on myself if I wasn't tied up.
That's fine.
Not a rough time.
No.
Fireman took a licking, but he doing okay.
As I can see. And fireman, care for a spot of rum? She
Drunk after
pulls
a
out
second is going to interject and go, wait, Embrin. Drunk remembers. Sorry, Embrin. Embrin, not Fireman. Embrin.
I was asleep. What I miss?
I knew that couldn't have been your real name. Such a silly name.
No, everyone just looks at me and assumes my name's Fire or Fireman.
Well, in their defense, you are on fire.
Correction, I'm not on fire. My hair just moves like flame. It is actually sort of more magma, but semantics.
Whether you are born of the flame or are of the flame, doesn't matter here. This ship cannot burn, so you are a welcome guest upon it.
I can't catch anything on fire unless I use magic anyways. Finger gun.
Yeah.
So,
Sparks come out.
you're
I mean, I could. I can cast flame.
So you're the new, the new council's workers. Yes?
Yes, that's kind of correct for most of us. Some of us. I don't think I agree to this.
Yeah, she shoots a glare at you. She says, well, they sent you here, did they not?
I kind of tagged along, and I was away when oaths were made, so technically I don't think I did join.
Council assumed group helping. Group not necessarily promised to help, but group maybe help. Not exactly oath, not exactly contract, but group find shard for council.
Yeah. I give a thumbs up and a finger gun.
It's at this point that
Doing my thing.
she narrows her gaze and her lips kind of go into a non-expression, and she says, you wouldn't be fucking trying to screw over the council now, would you?
No, that's why we're here. I thought that was clear.
Some people on ship might be. Wait, how can I? How far away is Whispers? Is he like around?
Whispers at the front of the ship. You guys are at the back of the ship.
All right, so he's like, there's no way he's in earshot, right? Magically,
Sure,
could
sure.
he be in earshot?
Well, you've heard of scrying, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm not
Drunk
saying he is or isn't, but I will say
right.
that nothing ever that you speak will be safe in this game.
Yeah, drunk isn't that smart. He's gonna lower his voice, but assume that Whisper is out of earshot and just go. Group not screwing with council, but some people on ship might be trying to screw with council. And just do like a little like very knowing like.
He looks
I know
over.
something that you should know.
Well, she sees that the only other passenger that she was charged with taking was this other character. So she looks kind of where he is, and she looks back at you, and she says, he is provided safe passage just as you are. Was the council wrong in providing it?
Interesting. Council provided passage to Hooded Man?
Well, of course.
Interesting. Between Windsong, name is Drunk. Didn't introduce my name is Drunk. Didn't introduce self before. Sorry.
Well, here, you can drink this and match your name with your current state. And she hands you some rum.
Love rum. Drunk love rum. Appreciate. And is she holding a glass too, or a flask?
She's
whatever?
got a big ass bottle of rum.
Perfect.
And it's like half empty already.
Okay.
And she just hands it to you. You take a swig.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, he's gonna take a big swig and kind of like air cheers her and give it back and thank. Yeah, love rum. Thank. Drunk think Winsong should know. Hooded man at front called himself Whisper. Approached group in bar last night. Tried to hire group to smuggle shard, find shard, and sell to client of Whisper. Didn't get many details. Wanted more details, didn't get them.
Roll me an insight before you continue. Sorry.
Okay. Here is.
Okay,
Dirty
so
20.
as soon as you say the words smuggle shards, you see her go a little paler than usual, and her eyes dart around and her lips purse a little bit.
Oh no, is she smuggling too?
She says, keep your voice down as you don't know which company you...
What kind of company you
Don't-
keep?
Don't know which company what?
Well, she
just
says
didn't
which
hear
company
you.
you keep.
Oh,
Which
okay.
company you keep. Basically, she says, suppose I should tell you this before you go digging any further in the ship, which is inevitable. We have a week's journey ahead of us. But there is a quite profound amount of shards aboard this ship bound for Project Dawnbreak. You are not under any circumstances, and you can see this fire building in her eyes. There's like this lava, an untapped lava that you know she has unleashed before with this glare. She says, you are not to tell anyone about it. Am I clear?
Crystal clear, Windsong, yes. Some people on ship, if found out, would probably try to steal shards.
Your endeavors are no business of mine. I have purely selfish interests with the council that are mutually beneficial to both of us.
Actually have a bit of a inkling that the bandits who tried to take over the ship previous weren't after such a thing.
It
Weren't
makes you.
after shards?
Yes, I'm always careful these days, but sometimes I guess I can get caught off guard. Someone must have talked. Someone knew I would have them, and they just so happened to attack at that moment.
Could have been working for Hooded Man. Hooded Man trying to smuggle shards, obviously. So, possible.
She looks
he might
over towards
have-
him again. You say his name was Whisper?
Whisper,
Obviously Not his
edgy,
name. Yeah, edgy.
whatever term you want to use for him. He thinks he's cool with the hood on or something like that.
Drunk is
Sounds like
cackling at Embrin saying this, just fucking cackling.
Sounds like a title to me.
Probably is. He looks like the type to work with other mysterious hooded people, so code names wouldn't be put past him, in my opinion.
She's just steering the boat gently as you guys are talking. She says, and your other friends.
I thought she came to talk to us and left someone else at the helm.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, sorry. My bad.
Damn, she talking quietly to talk across the ship.
Long arms, longer than fins.
Long
Oh.
neck. She talking to us from upstairs.
Awful. I hate that.
She
Thanks.
looks to Sylvant, who is also nearby, and she says,
Wearing a hood.
you seem to be not too different from him up front. You're quiet. Why don't you speak more? Liv, tell what's on your mind.
Who is she talking to?
She's talking to me.
Sylvant.
okay.
What?
She's gonna stand up and take her hood off and introduce herself.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Sylvand. Sorry, I was taking a quick break because of the previous fight. It was pretty tiring.
I don't doubt it. Even it took two of them to handle me into place and to tie me up, but I think you all did well. If it matters that I say that. She looks at everybody, kind of nodding and smiling.
Thank.
Cut
Thank-
someone in
Yeah,
half.
it was up there with you.
At that point, I would like to also tell her that I acknowledge what Drunk is saying, that,
You can't friggin'
you know,
go.
Whisper might
Go
very
the
possibly
super
be
scenic route.
having bad intentions towards those shards that are on the ship.
Okay. She says,
Oh.
so there's a consensus then. All right. Well,
Yeah, it would be
is this something I should deal with myself, or is this something I can trust all of you to deal with? Because I can't exactly just leave my ship unattended. The crew needs to be led. You all are adventurers, mercenaries, whatever you might call yourselves.
So I'll look at the rest of the group and say, what do you guys think?
Personally, I don't think it's our business.
I'm sure
Drunk-
it'll handle itself in its own way eventually. Best
Yep.
be ready.
All right,
Drunk
I'm gonna keep
think
an eye
is
on
Drunk's business.
God, why can't
it. I'm just gonna keep a close eye on
I
Whisper.
can't run and jump here.
Okay.
I'm a
I think-
mercenary. I can go either way, really. This patch means jack shit to me, honestly.
She she looks at you, Emerin, and she flips her hair back over her shoulder again, and she says, well, if anyone here was expected to provide solutions, I expect you would probably be the one, wouldn't you? And she winks at you as she says that.
I mean, to an extent. Depends on, you know, what's happening up in here. He taps his head. Some days it's a bit more turmoil. Other days it's easier to make decisions. This ain't one of those days, sadly. But there are smarter people around me to do the thinking for me right now anyway.
I'm gonna elbow Embrin and just be like, subtly whisper. Well, subtly as a bugbear can. I
Not
think she was hitting on you. She winked at you.
I know, shut up!
Um,
On the plane.
Alondra smiles and says, very well. And your friend over there, should I be concerned about her? She points to Tranquility, who's just like, eh.
Yeah, why is she acting like that? I must have missed something in the fight.
I mean, she just saw some people get murdered. Well, murdered's a strong word.
You looked up the noble type. Am I incorrect in saying that?
She's scared of blood.
Maybe. I don't know if she's noble. She acts like it.
She dresses like it.
Fireman
talks like
did
it.
miss some things.
She's far from helpless.
Yeah, I know I missed something. You said I killed like 2 people. I don't remember it, but you know. I'll take the high
Yeah.
score.
Oh, that's right.
Group should talk to Embrin about that at some point. Odd that Embrin would not remember that.
He did pass out for a bit. Maybe he had a little bit of memory loss too.
Alondra says, that sounds like the darkness at work then.
Not really.
No, I'm serious. You aren't... Oh, you're not the superstitious type, are you?
What
What?
does Winsong mean, the darkness?
Oh, well, it's really just kind of a thing that... Something that we sailors talk about. Sort of a tall tale, maybe a superstition.
Go on.
Well, she looks a little standoffish at this point. You can see that she's shifty a little bit. Looks down.
Tab
She says-
where insight
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
+0. Shit.
Drunk had it. Drunk got it. Drunk doesn't got it. Drunk rolled same.
6.
No
God.
risk.
6. Another 6. Let's go. Summon a demon.
Look,
Give it. Ah, so close.
4.
I wanna try
Finn,
it real
better
quick.
have it. Bugbear Barbarian have it.
Obviously, I'm gonna get like a 19. Um,
What
No
the
demon.
hell, dude? 213.
There we go.
No
Unlucky.
demon. Very sad.
Whatever.
What?
we're also good at this.
Brother, never have that reaction to an 11 again.
Oh,
There we
tranquility.
go. Tranquility, I guess you're probably close enough that you're like eavesdropping, right? You're like sort of involved in this conversation.
She is aware of the conversation, but she is not really taking part in it right now. She's just
So
sort
actually,
of witnessing it speechlessly.
I'll say that tranquility, while you're kind of like in the fetal position or whatever you might be doing, you do overhear their talk. They're not trying to hide it. And though the wind is light, it's also kind of carrying their words to you. And you hear, as Elandra says, well, it's just, well, there are stories that we sailors tell each other, and sometimes we get the smart ones that read in books. And they talk of this, the light and the dark, something that exists in all of us, something that can emerge given the right circumstances. I'm just thinking back to our encounter with, well, our now dead assailants. Seems to me the darkness took hold of them.
Darkness or just desperation. People going to get hungry as sun blotted out. Food supply might take hit.
There is a story, actually, on the sea here in the Starfall Shores, and its origins go back to, well, actually around the time of the first eclipse, when it occurred. Ship not unlike mine. Pirate ship. The Sable Serpent, I believe they called it. It got lost in these shores, in these waters. Some people think it may have drifted into a patch of long dark, or simply disappeared without other explanation. But it just goes to show you that nothing will ever be as it seems. Perhaps this Whisper character is just simply fulfilling a personal duty of his own. And then, you all are here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. Who are we to argue with that?
I think Drunk is gonna take issue with that, the same way that he sort of takes issue with everybody else being kind of hands off about the whole situation, and is gonna get a little argumentative, and he's gonna say, possible, but shards now, maybe only way to stop Long Dark if Whisper is moving shards away from Council's attempts to end Long Dark. Whisper directly opposed to stopping Long Dark might as well be trying to prolong Long Dark. Dangerous.
He smirks and says, well, I can't speak to anyone else's motives. I can only speak to mine. And I know that if it were me, I'd do anything to survive. I always have.
Such thinking
So-
cannot be judged.
Are
It's
you
smart at its
saying-
most base.
Are you saying this darkness that takes hold of people is just their survival instincts?
No, I think it even goes beyond that. You see, I have experienced such things where I was subject to moments of dark thoughts, dark nature, actions that I wholly regret after the fact. Moments where we all have little microseconds of being different, being so enraged, so consumed with darkness that we forget everything about us, that we forget everything around us, even the light itself. They say if you go deep enough, the darkness will snuff out all light.
No,
I think. Oh, go ahead.
that was all. He just kind of laughs to himself.
So I think Drunk is fucking scowling at this whole thing. Zigbist agreeing with her and her just kind of being like, "Oh, the metaphorical darkness and
To give you
self-interest." He's fucking livid at this point, and like he's not hiding it at all. Like he's pissed.
yeah, to give you a sense here, Alondra is chaotic neutral. She goes her own way. She believes her own things, and she is prepared to go to pretty great lengths to maintain those things. And her opinions are such.
Yeah.
You know, she has her own superstitions, and so go ahead and retort if you.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Drunk is probably listening to this with like a scowl or a smirk, maybe alternating between the two, depending upon what she's saying. Maybe like arms folded, and he's gonna interject as soon as he gets the chance and go, short-sighted, heavy in metaphor, very self-indulgent, darkness inside, yada yada yada. Drunk understand better than anyone what darkness inside is. Just trust Drunk with this. Finn, other rest of group knows. Maybe not understand, but will soon enough. Drunk understand dark impulse, urge to self-serve, urge to indulge, urge to think of self first. Those inclinations need to be and he kind of gestures like just trying to like smush something, and he says put down, suppressed, killed, murder. Worst part of higher things, worst part of people, that animal impulse for animals. People help other people.
She looks at you with a squint, and you can tell that she's just kind of analyzing you. And she says, "You speak as strangely as you look."
Yeah, he's
Speak
a weird
strangely
one.
because haven't eaten in a while. Need to eat soon. And he kind of like gives a glance over to Finn.
Hang on. She says, "But I just gave you a ration. Did you not eat?" Ooh, roll a deception.
I think he's irritated enough. Like, I'm gonna roll deception, but if I don't pass it, he's just gonna. Well.
You're actually
What
was
lucky
the
because
DC?
it was a 10. I had it at a 10.
Okay.
You were lucky by 1.
Yeah, I think Drunk is gonna like kind of like at that pressing, he's gonna turn and just fucking glare at her and just give her a like, Drunk not hungry for rations.
She looks at you, obviously knowing that you're lying, and she just simply says, "Okay. I'm assuming that your extra cargo probably has something to do with that, and I'm not going to judge."
Drunk mentioned darkness. Lady mentioned darkness inside. Drunk knows.
I
Go
do
ahead.
want to mention Drunk. We don't actually know the intentions of the council. We can say we do. They can tell us that's what their intentions are, but we don't necessarily know. There's no point in putting all of our faith in them.
She's hearing this, and she says, "Again, are you questioning the council's motives? Because if so, I do have a bit of rope for y'all to be keel-hauled."
So I think
As
go ahead.
I was gonna say, as I said, my intentions are purely mutually selfish with them.
I think as Finn makes the point that the council isn't necessarily trustworthy, I think that's gonna hit drunk like a bucket of cold water, and he's gonna kind of like go from being fucking irritated with Windsong for like not being altruistic enough to being like, oh fuck, like that's a good point. And it's just visible on his face. And then as Windsong sort of like 180s, at least in Drunk's mind, to like suddenly like, oh, but the council's great. Drunk is gonna immediately turn back to Windsong, back into the scowl and the anger, and just be like, 1 minute ago, Windsong talking about self-interest, defending Whisper potentially smuggling shards. Now Windsong is all about defending council? Give a break!
She looks at you kind of a little dumbfounded, and she says, clearly one has not understood the value of money. And she winks at you.
Embrin's gonna like hop up finally from sitting on the ground. He's like, all right, I hate to interject your delightful conversation of
should.
morals. As
You should.
funny as it is to hear this back and forth and whose opinions are what and who thinks they know what, where can I get a drink, madam?
He
I mean,
tosses
she's
me the
holding
bottle of rum at his side. Or her side, sorry. She just, like, takes it off a little loop of rope at her waist belt and throws it to you.
I catch you like, never mind, you can go back to what you're doing. This is great.
I'll
You were
expect
supposed to
that
stop
back,
Drunk from
please.
throwing a punch.
Can I pay you for it?
By the way, she has her hand on the hilt of her scimitar at all times during this.
She's welcome to.
So anyways, she looks to you, Drunk. She says,
You didn't answer my question.
oh, sorry, what was it again?
I asked her, can I just pay for it instead?
She says, don't worry about it. We have barrels of it down below in the cargo.
Shrugs. Drunk, I think you need to bring it down a bit. We're just here on contract to just get transported. We're not here to have a political debate on who knows what better than the other.
She actually looks at Embrin and then back to you, Drunk, and she says, your friend speaks quite wisely. And she tightens her grip on her scimitar.
Almost spin around, and there's no need to keep inciting things either.
And to be clear, none of us have mentioned that we were against the council. In fact, we've only ever said that we are here for the council and that we plan on doing what the council said. If
Speaking of
anyone's talking
council-
any insurrection type conversation, that'd be you, madam.
Look
Yeah,
to
and
me.
Drunk's gonna immediately be like, yeah, Drunk
No.
more on council
Okay,
side
now
than
you're
Windsong.
inciting. No, hold on. Now you're inciting this.
Everyone-
Drop it.
Everyone
because-
be quiet right now. I'm going to explain this. You seem to think that you are in a position to demand things, yet you are not. You are amongst hundreds that I have transported across these waters. Do you think that I have dealt with anything different that you're giving me now? Do you?
I think Drunk is rolling his eyes and walking away.
Ben's just gonna be like, I think I'm gonna step away to cool down.
Perhaps you should.
I'm just gonna go stare at the ocean again.
Lady
she-
tied up by
she
two
just, like,
bandits, not impressive.
She waves her hand like sort of like the shoe wave. And
I apologize for them.
she says,
Not really.
Yo.
This is just a contract thing for me.
I really don't care what they said to you.
she looks at you, slightly smiles. She says, I understand. But while you are on my ship, and your friends too, not that I'm saying they're your friends, I don't mean to imply that. Your
Colleague. It'd be a good word.
comrades need to understand that the self-righteous bullshit does not work on my ship, nor will it work in this world. Trust me, I have sailed many a year across vast amounts of water. I have seen things that you and your friends cannot imagine. And they claim to think that I am not worthy of their own presence. I am worthy. Trust me. In fact, it is them that should be worthy of mine.
I'm sure you are a very lovely person. I'm gracious that you welcomed us aboard.
She actually kind of flicks her hair back, smiles a little bit. Well, thank you.
Everyone has their own experience in this world. And I know I've seen some shit that none of these people will ever be ready to hear.
She peers at you. She's you can see that she's used to probably someone like you. She's not flinching or having any disdainful interaction with you. You can see that she's smiling and actually acting normal.
I'm a contract worker the same.
Well, it also seems that maybe you have a bit of an allure that
Yeah, boy.
and
Let's
she
go,
says,
15 charisma.
well, seeing as you are the clear spokesperson for the group, what say we make a
That's
deal?
the first someone said that to me. No, I'm not allowed to talk.
By the way, I do want to say as an aside, DM to players, anything that happens in this game, whether it be dramatic or me digging in or me acting as an NPC that literally wants to fucking kill you, it's all in the game. Don't take it personally.
I'm taking
Yeah.
it personally.
No, absolutely perfect. Oh,
Four
yeah,
campaigns in a row, taking it personally.
I am highly amused that I take tranquility out of action and all this happens. So I'm hanging out.
Hey,
Drunk is gonna go try with tranquility now that
No.
you can't
You look
stop
at
at
other-
tranquility. He's coming.
He goes to pray with you, you just slowly push him away, like, no.
Drunk is good person to pray with. Drunk spoke with a god earlier today.
Okay,
Just that,
do it again.
no.
Do it again.
Away from me.
Do it. You won't.
I love it. Just the immediate no.
Okay.
right.
Are Emberin and the lady still talking?
Yes.
Okay, carry on.
Just a tiny bit. She says, well, let's come to a deal. What say we make our way to Nocturna? You all
Not going there either.
Did we just lose somebody?
Forget about that.
okay. Got him.
There it is.
Yeah, if you don't speak for a while, it just kicks you into AFK. Sorry.
Oh.
Wait, that was for me? That was weird.
Yeah, that was we pulled you back in. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's good. So she says, and besides you remaining cordial, I have a feeling that we won't be seeing little of each other in the future. And she winks at you. Roll me an insight.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say it. +0. Let's go.
Oof.
13?
Okay, there we go.
Oh, okay.
You want all of us rolling that?
No, just Emberin. Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
he's the only one talking with Alondra right now. She's got. You can see that she's flustered a little bit. Her heart is beating fast. It seems because of your own personal heat. You just kind of have this sense of like someone's increased heat. It's possible that she's attracted to you, but it's also possible that she's anxious about something.
Yeah, she should feel like shit. Selfish bitch.
I like how you say that to her and not the actual selfish people in this party.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get mad at you guys too eventually.
Nah, don't worry about it. Nah, we're best friends. Nah,
Like,
we're best friends.
We
Yeah.
killed people
Drunks-
together. We're best friends
haven't-
now.
Yeah.
I've kept it in subtext and I haven't said it out loud, but part of Drunk's frustration with Windsong is redirected frustration at Zigbis and Embrin for sharing that opinion. So he's using Windsong as a proxy to argue with you. Because he's annoyed that Zigbist and Embrin are like, well, we're mercenaries, we don't care. So he's pissed at Windsong, but Windsong doesn't matter to Drunk. Drunk likes Embrin and Zigbist, but he wants them to change their opinions. So
Your contract ain't paying us high. That's the problem.
Anyways.
Anyway, go ahead, Zim.
So with the insight check, again, she's probably either anxious about something or she's attracted to you.
Or both.
Or both. Yeah, you never know.
Ah, shit, I had a good fucking line, too. Give me a second.
Sorry.
I got it. Well, considering how the whole world's gone to shit again, and everything's covered in darkness, and my bright ass is gonna be glowing everywhere, you might catch me every now and again, so... You know...
At a wink, at a wink, at a wink!
Shut up! Look, go back to your side of the ship!
She
Oh, I'm not done yet. I actually have a good pickup line.
Okay.
Because it actually kind of alludes to something. Where was I? Got it. Well, you know, you stare into the eyes long enough, you might catch a secret or two hidden behind them.
She smiles. Roll me a charisma check. Yeah. Roll me a charisma check.
Yeah, charisma check. Yeah, 6
Yeah. One second. Let me just roll something here.
Okay.
Oop. She failed. Okay. She is going to smile, and she's going to say, well, aren't you a sweet one? She's a little flustered, and she says, what I mean to say is, I've been charged to transport you back if you need it. And she's like, she wants to touch you. She's flinching a little bit. She's like,
It's okay. I'm not made of actual lava.
what do you mean, boo? You want to get into a whole thing?
Stop flirting.
It's like that. What is it?
Episode.
It's the meme where he says, "Okay, I'm gonna seduce the bartender," and the DM's like, "Okay, seduce me."
What? Seduce me. I bet my. Ow!
This is perfect for my Corgo Zim fanfic.
Honestly, it's not the first time.
Oh, I need a link to that immediately.
You gotta look for it.
Oh no! Does it actually exist?
It does.
Probably.
I'm not lying to you. It exists.
Oh wow.
That's amazing.
There also exists
that
recordings of me
shouldn't surprise
playing.
you. Come on.
There's also recordings of me playing a 6 intellect barbarian. It's a great time. You should find it.
All right. So to
Ow,
continue,
my mouth.
she says, "Well," she gets a little close to you. This is going to be the result of your charisma check, by the way.
Oh.
And she runs a finger along your lapel, and she says, "Ooh, I feel the heat. Trust me. Perhaps you'd like to provide a bit of warmth tonight?"
Have I had a long rest yet?
Whether or not, but I
Nope.
Oh, hell, I'm still at 6 hit points.
Yep.
That's enough. It's
Fuck
5
it.
more than you need.
Fuck it.
Yeah, by the way, you're going to have to roll a 1d10 to damage
Well, I've
your
had time to do
HP
it.
during this sex. No, I'm just kidding.
Have I had the time for a short rest?
You're like, Jesus! Ah!
Yeah,
But I've
it's,
had
it's
it.
definitely been a short rest, right?
Has it
Sam?
been at least an hour for a short rest?
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
been
I s-
hanging out on the boat for a while.
It has been a short rest, yes.
Hell yeah.
I can't
Let's
remember
go.
the damage last time.
We're pushing
the button, not do
into about 1 o'clock noonish. Yeah, it's going to be 1 o'clock in the
Alright.
afternoon.
I'm up to 12 hit points. Let's go. We're doing good.
All right, but let's kind of branch off. Sylvan and Tranquility, what are you guys doing?
Is the captain gone, or is she
Thank
still
you.
there?
She has kind of like, sauntered off back to the helm. She was kind
Okay.
of staring at Emberin as she walked away.
Tranquility is going to be praying in Celestial out loud at this point. She is sort of getting herself back together, but on the other hand, one of the people that she's scared of
Ooh.
is still right over there.
Roll me a T100.
Oh my lord.
Oh,
It's okay. She
my
wanted
lord.
low, right?
Well, remember when I was telling you about how I roll D100s and how people usually have to get within a specific range of what I roll?
Mm-hmm.
He rolled a 9, I rolled a 6.
Nice. Okay.
Is Tranquility talking to God now?
Actually.
Okay. You'd only be
So
the
I'm just
second
gonna be
person
talking to God
today,
later.
so
Maybe. Or
You
cursing him.
think where are you doing this, Tranquility?
Let's see. I think that Tranquility was kind of left near the railing. So if Emberin's on the mast, she's on the railing side.
Okay. You begin to sort of whisper your speech, and
Selenia, guard me from the gaze of the demon.
you hear a whisper carried on the wind. It just says, "It's my daughter." Of course.
Wait, of what?
Of course. As if you didn't even need to ask. And that's the only interaction that you get out of that.
Protect me from the demon?
Protect
No.
me from the gaze of the demon.
Yeah.
Oh. I just spontaneously combust.
Actually, you might. With that
Hey, yo.
encouragement,
Sorry, say that again.
he might. With that encouragement, Tranquility is going to walk over and cast that on him. Unless he stops her.
Drunk or
Emberin, he's demon possessed. Where he was a minute ago.
I was about to say is you'd be walking up, be like, who the hell? Demon.
I mean,
Corgo.
he can ask.
You're
That's what he's asking. Who are
Hang
you
on.
calling a demon?
Hang on, Corgo, you're a GM. I want you to tell me what you would do in this scenario with the protection from evil and good. Because technically speaking, you are plagued by an otherworldly being.
We're supposed to tell him that.
Well, I mean, she saw you get possessed. She knows that there is something up with you. And Goddess just told her everything's going to be hunky-dory.
you did also demon speak.
No.
It was not quiet.
It was
yeah,
not
we
subtle.
haven't gotten to talk about that yet, but
Yeah, no.
I'm not
The
going
elk-
to disallow someone's instincts to
A voice
do things,
other than
yeah.
his. A voice other than his said, "This is going to be fun." Before he started attacking people. Tranquility
Think of it-
is not dumb.
Think of it like this. Think of like if you saw someone who totally went atonal and spoke in a completely different voice, you'd think they'd be possessed, and if you were a priest, you'd try and exorcise them. Think of this as Tranquility thinking that you are possessed by something far
Yeah,
more
if
evil
you-
than she wants to deal with.
If you really don't want me to do it, I don't have to do it. But that's where her path is leading right now, since Goddess just talked to her.
I've already lost track of the original question now.
What happens?
Zim, what was the question?
Question was, what would you as a GM do in this situation with someone who is potentially possessed by someone or something like that. I have an idea, but I just want to see what you would do. I don't want to like make you feel like something's not right.
Also, this only has a 10-minute duration.
That's also true. All right, then I know what I would do. You go over to.
I
Yeah.
sent you a message.
Yep, I saw it.
Yes.
You go over
And
to Embrin and you cast this.
it is a
Are
touch
we
spell,
all-
so he can't stop me.
Before you go on, are the rest of us like in eyesight earshot of this?
Relatively, yes.
Okay, all right, go on.
You see Tranquility walk over towards you, Embrin, and she touches you and
Oh, he'd be
casts.
back. He'd be back at like, excuse you, what are you doing?
Yeah.
There's a thing called personal space here.
Tranquility, you're not sure if it worked or not. You can't really detect the presence of this thing, whatever it was, but it doesn't feel as if anything has been fixed. If anything, you feel safer in regards to what can affect him.
Well, at the moment, I know, or at least my character would believe, that he is not possessed. So she is
Correct.
going
Yes.
to, yes, she is going to look him in the eye and tell him the whole, well, in a lower tone, tell him the whole, just a second, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Do you remember saying, this is going to be fun?
No.
You didn't. But you did.
Okay.
You can
I
see the
heard you.
conviction in his eyes, like he has no idea what you're talking about.
We ran, you walked, you were behind us, and you
Before
walked
the
past us
fight?
before the fight.
Well, yeah, I know I remember walking up.
You changed. Your hair changed. It wasn't red anymore. It was, she kind of waves a hand, like the cold after, look, we don't have time for this. The point is, I don't think that was you. Something took your body. Something fought. Something killed them.
And that's when, for a really brief moment, Corgo,
Mm.
you remember back. When you awoke and found you know what burning and everything you know burning along with it.
Tranquility was still talking during that, but the end question that she gets to, if Corgo is, no, I'm sorry, if Embrin is back with her, is, I need to know what I healed. Did I heal a man or did I heal a monster?
Oh,
Shit.
that whole thing is when my magic gets used. Yeah,
In Tranquility, you've heard about this.
it's a side effect of my magic.
You didn't answer my question.
It's a pretty good question. Is it a man or a monster?
What are you, a man or a mouse? Trying to think of how to phrase this. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure you healed a man, considering I don't have wings and I don't have glowing red eyes, or a devil's tail, or fangs. So I'd put my money on a man.
She keeps on. Oh, I don't guess it's no. I don't think it's a good time to roll insight. She keeps searching her eyes for a moment, trying to find something.
My eyes?
Yep,
Yeah.
she's talking to you.
Perception check, Zim?
Do
Yeah.
you want me to?
Yeah. And
Is
based
that
on this,
perception or insight?
Perception.
perception, and based on the roll, I will. Okay, yeah. You just see a glowing, burning ember. That's it.
Just my regular eyes.
Okie dokie. And then she drops her hand away, says, "Excuse me," and steps back, although she's maintaining concentration for the next 7 or so minutes.
Yeah, I bet. It's like, oh my god, it's kind of scary.
Okay, and then she'll just step away.
All right. Anything that others want to do?
Rolled insight.
Okay.
On me?
Yeah. Are you trying to hide anything in this particular moment? I feel like maybe you're...
Ember's just more confused, like, the fuck was that about?
No, yeah, I bet, yeah. And
Tranquility is still scared of him.
okay, yeah. Okay, then with the 12 insight, I would say that you're getting the sense that, yes, Tranquility, she probably caught a glimpse of how you presented yourself back on the pier, back when you reveled in the fact that you were killing again. And as she walks away, you get the sense that maybe, just maybe, you might have encountered people that are able to see through you enough to know how to possibly work with you. And we will say, if no one else has anything to do, we will progress time.
Can are we assuming that, like, you said that we were assuming that everybody was sort of like vaguely in earshot of that conversation?
Generally, yeah. Everyone's
Okay.
hanging out on the main deck of the ship.
Does
Okay,
anybody
I
want to go
think-
talk to Whisper?
He's
that
still
guy.
sitting at the aft. Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Maybe though. Maybe though.
So push him
I
off.
was just saying that. Yeah, push him off. Can,
Nothing lost.
I think after, like, overhearing that interaction between Tranquility and Embrin, as Tranquility walks away, Drunk would probably try to approach her and just sort of like see how she, like, sort of like you would with like a, you know, frightened dog, like kind of approach like carefully, but like
A frightened dog.
Frightened dog, like, "Ah!" Like you're just like, you got the eyes,
Or go
just
fix his
head down,
trick
but
one.
the eyes up. You're like,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like kind of submissive, kind of like just trying to gauge her reaction and just like understand Tranquility worried about Embrin. Understandable. Tranquility must be worried about whether Drunk dangerous too. Drunk
Yes.
owes Tranquility an explanation if Tranquility will listen.
Okay, Tranquility thinks she does not need to ask the man or monster question right now, so she's just kind of staring like very much like a cat, a cornered cat.
Here. Let's go with a charisma check from you, Drunk, and let's go with maybe a
Oof.
Let me just we'll go with the flat DC here.
7.
She seems very non-receptive right now.
Do you want
Okay.
insight or?
Sure, insight. Go ahead. Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Generally 10 is kind of standard. I mean, it can be lower if it's something that's pretty
For what it's
mundane.
worth, Drunk is cards on the table. Like if there's something that she's trying to find out about his disposition, like he's trying to be open about it.
Right. So though your charisma is not great, Drunk, Tranquility, with your anxiety still, it's not hard to recognize that Drunk, he's approaching you like a shunned person would, or like a cowardly dog of some kind, or someone who is actually afraid of you
Yeah.
would approach you. And that kind of gives you a little pity.
Are we? Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Are we safe from you?
Yes. Drunk. Drunk wants to tell Group, needs to explain, make Group safer with Drunk, but Group is safe with Drunk. We'll be more safe if fully understand.
She kind of looks around, just realizing for the first time what kind of panic they could cause in enclosed spaces where they don't really have allies among the crew and they don't know how to sail a boat. So if this goes badly, they're just stuck in the middle of the water.
Well, allies are good.
Am I standing
Yeah.
next to these guys when they're having this conversation?
Let's see. Yeah, you'd be pretty close.
Drunk would love to like have this be a like
I don't know why I fucking
just come clean to the whole group. Like if if everyone's in like relative distance, he's talking to Tranquility and trying to be like sort of submissive and like getting her attention, but he's also
Right.
like kind of looking around to see if he can kind of bring in other people by making eye contact.
I would say that you guys generally have an inkling about yourselves to get down and dirty with the details of everybody.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk over then.
Yeah.
So yeah,
If everybody's in earshot and like Tranquility isn't like running away, Drunk is gonna. Is that safe to assume at this point, or do you?
Yeah,
wanna
she is not.
engage?
She is not running.
Okay,
She is
And
also not
everybody else
throwing
is-
things.
a good start. So I think in that case, if we're kind of assuming that everybody's gathered, Drunk is gonna take a big sigh and go like, Drunk owes Group explanation. Drunk is monster. Understand. Drunk needs Group to understand because Drunk doesn't want to hurt Group, wants Group to know and be able to make choice to be with Drunk. And I think at that point he's just gonna hold a palm up and just the just center scar down his palm line pops open into a mouth.
Who is
And
closest to Tranquility?
I would actually say probably Sylvan
Bryn.
or Embrin.
Embrin? Okay.
You go from
Great.
scared of one person to the
Yeah.
other.
She's scared of them both. She's going to stay where she is.
Yeah, I don't
Hands
sprout
up.
mouths. Who's the real monster? Don't
not
answer
gonna
that.
hide.
Monster now.
She's not going to hide behind anybody at the moment, although she's going to bring her hands up reflexively.
yeah, that's fair. And I think Drunk is like maybe gonna wince a little bit at that like reflex, but he's not surprised by it. And I think the mouth in his palm has like a mixture of human and animal teeth. It's like a bizarre, gross amalgamation of like just like normal square human teeth and then like a few like weird cartoonish fang type things. Like it's just very like amorphous. And he starts to talk from the palm, just sort of holding it out in the middle of the group. And the palm sort of explains, Drunk doesn't know what Drunk is. drunk does need to eat minds. People explained this to Finn before, but drunk only eats things, minds that deserve it. Drunk, important to drunk to be as good a people, as good a person as drunk can be. Drunk's existence means bad things for others, so drunk needs to work to counterbalance this, be force for good in the world, since drunk needs to eat people. So drunk only eat murderers, that type. Drunk was things before. Before drunk, there were others who ate others. Drunk remembers being small child. Think name was Scared. Scared was small elven girl approached by many people trying to take advantage of small elven girl. Abuse. Scared ate those people. Those people deserved it. Drunk only eats people that deserve it. If drunk goes too long hungry, Finn, and he's gonna nod at Finn, will chain drunk up so drunk can't hurt anyone. If drunk goes too long without eating, drunk will lose. Drunk will die. Thing that is drunk in drunk's head will die. Drunk will become animal again. And then he kind of like shudders. Drunk does not want to be animal thing driven by hunger impulse. Drunk want to be force for good. If get to that point, group chain drunk up, maybe kill drunk or feed drunk so drunk can come back to itself. And then he's gonna pause and probably close his palm and like make a fist and wait for people to react.
Finn's just gonna look over and try to gauge tranquility and see where they're.
Tranquility just lost concentration on protection from evil and good.
Yeah,
Nice.
pretty much.
She's still conscious, but she's lost concentration.
Is that a cantrip or is that a spell slot?
It's a spell slot. It's her
You
last
don't
spell
have
slot
another
she's
one.
got. Nope,
Okay.
she's out.
I was gonna say you should cast it on drunk also, but
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait a long rest for that one.
All right, guys. Daffy's gonna head out. He's got stuff to do for work. So, what we'll do, if I
Oh,
may,
you don't have to stop on my account.
No, here's what's going to happen, if I may. You know what? Actually, no, we can do this. You can head off. We'll say that you probably, you go to bed, maybe? You're tired?
I'm playing with my Raven.
Okay, playing with your Raven. Got it. We'll say that your Raven is up above, and you still have that connection with it. We'll possibly play that into what happens.
All right, later, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye. Okay. Yeah.
I was just gonna say to Tranquility, if it makes you feel better, you can think of it as a dietary restriction. You really wouldn't blame a carnivorous animal for eating a person.
She just kind of blinks at him. That doesn't seem to be helping.
yeah, I think drunk kind of cringes at that, like understanding that Finn means well, but he's going to interject and say, Finn mean well, but drunk understand that drunk's existence is bad. Drunk having to eat minds is inherent sin, is evil. Drunk should not exist.
That's
Drunk
bullshit.
need to work hard to counterbalance that and do more good than harm that drunk does by existing.
So as you just to finish things off here, and get things. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, I'm done.
As you kind of like just think of it like the camera pans out, and you hear the slowly diminishing volume of the speech. You guys are just talking, and things go into a transition. We'll say that many hours pass. Actually, we go into, we'll say, late evening. And at this point, you guys have had your long rest.
Thank you, Jesus.
So go ahead.
God bless.
My spell
Level
sucks.
2.
Oops.
Finally.
Yay!
At last.
Long resting. I don't think I had any damage. Nobody wanted to punch me last time.
I mean,
But
you
it's at this
wanted that
point that
bad.
the sun is now down. So things are rough. It is now, let's see, so that's 8 o'clock. So the sun is completely down.
I did have a question about night cycles in this game. So
Mhm.
is like night the same as the dark zones? Like, is that when everything spills out, or is night just night?
So think of it like this. If there was, let's see, 10 hours of daylight, and then, like, say, maybe 14 hours of night,
Mhm.
those 10 hours of day would be eclipsed and therefore considered a half light and not quite the same as full sunlight. And in fact, the transition into night would be very apparent. And it's almost as if night really never goes away.
Okay, but what I meant more to say is like, is it like the long dark areas? Like, does
The
it all
long,
become long dark?
pretty much. No, well,
Okay.
not. Well, I wouldn't say fully long dark, but the actual pockets of long dark become
Flowers.
amplified. Amplified. Yep.
Okay. I see. Okay. So we don't have to be worried about like being on the deck out at night or anything like that.
Well, won't say that you shouldn't be
Well,
worried, but
Jeez,
Okay.
why don't you just fucking tee it up for him?
Look, I'm
You
trying to
wouldn't
understand the
say, Mr.
world.
DM, that we're about to get attacked or anything, would you?
No, I'm just trying to understand the night life of the world. Like, if you can't just step out once daylight's gone.
in
And
this
it was like,
scenario, because you have a
mhm.
luminous shard on the mast, it's fine. You can go
Okay.
out and you have it right above you. It's not gonna allow anything to get close by.
Okay. So, got it. Thank you.
That's on the deck, by the way, and surrounding the ship.
Okay.
And as night rolls around and you complete your long rests, hopefully everybody has done so. You're allowed to roll your
Yep.
hit dice to get all that back up to
And
where it
long
needs
rest
to
is
be.
automatic.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Right.
there's
Sorry
a-
Yeah,
about
you
that.
get your
Short
hit
rest
dice
is
back.
roll.
Yep. You hear in your sort of light dreaming, you're super tired. You're resting well. You hear what sounds like a bell. Ding, 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 ding. And it keeps going. And it awakens you. And you think you hear yelling coming from the top deck. And as you realize that this is not the best scenario to be in, because you know what that bell means. Usually that bell is a warning bell or some kind of like an emergency bell.
Finn just sighs, gets up out of bed and gets his battle axe. And he's like, I guess.
What?
Drunk is already in the hallway, just like, let's go, gotta help, go! Finn, go!
You see the crew is rushing out of their own bunks and sort of hammocks and running. What?
Just having that come running out of the captain's quarters.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
So everyone would come running out of the captain's quarters in his pants and a chain shirt. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Alondra comes out behind you.
I got my pants and no undershirt, just chainmail on my chest, bare.
She has her sword at her side.
I have a great sword.
And she just nods at you, and you guys realize that something's wrong. You hear some yelling coming from up above, and as you emerge at the top of the steps, the guy from the crow's nest is yelling, "Ship ahoy! Straight ahead!" The luminous shard seems to be illuminating just barely ahead of the ship, probably port side. You see a really dilapidated and rather sinister looking ship.
Oh, watch this be the
Coming
ship
out
from the
through
fucking fairy tale.
the darkness. And it seems to be heading straight for your aft. And it's at this point that Alondra yells out, she says, "Brace for impact!" And you see the front end of the ship get really close to the opposing ship. And it hits the front end.
Gods damn it.
Is
Collides.
it stationary or it's ramming us?
Except, here's the thing. You remember what Alondra said to you about the ship?
There was one ship that went out into the
Ironwood.
distance, never came back, and it's made of ironwood. We found the damn ghost ship. Or the ghost ship found
what
us.
what happens is the ghost ship kind of splinters a bit against the hull of the Windsong. And it definitely grinds against the side and causes a bit of a vibration for sure beneath your feet. From what you can see currently, no.
Even with my devil's sight of 120 feet of magical and normal darkness.
What does the devil's sight do again?
120 feet of dark vision that can puncture even magical darkness.
Okay, still no.
Eldritch Invocation. Funny.
Still no.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I tried.
Finn is just going to brace for impact.
21 perception.
I want everyone to roll as the ship collides. We'll go with maybe a... I guess an athletics check will work.
Embrin is so upset.
Nat 20, baby!
Oh my god.
I have one good night, and a fucking ghost ship shows up.
I have a +5 and got a fucking 11.
It do go down.
Nat 20, baby!
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing one. Who am I missing?
Yeah.
Zigbist isn't
You're
here.
wizard.
Oh, right. Okay.
Zigbist is still in bed.
I'll roll
Simple
for Zigbist.
answer.
I'm gonna roll for Ziggy.
Hey, you could just say he's still in bed. Didn't
He has
wake
the
up.
runs.
That's right. I mean, maybe he got thrown out of bed. We'll see.
He got tangled up in his hammock. He's still fading free.
We just hear a distant thud and just gnomish cursing.
Athletics. Kaboom.
That tracks for a wizard. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
He gets thrown out of bed for sure.
So
Like,
we do
One
hear
points for winning the
thump.
foot race.
Okay, so actually, I'll reiterate. Judging by the laws of physics, he wouldn't get thrown out of his bed if it's a hammock. He would actually go with the momentum and probably stay in the hammock, but when he comes back, he'd hit the wall.
So we still hear a thud and gnomish swearing.
That or it just flips over itself and it keeps on spinning. Just wrapping
it
up
would
like
be
a little
great.
cocoon.
He has to unravel himself, or we have to go get him.
All right, so as this ship collides, one moment, we just get some. Here we go. We have.
Ambiance.
You see it grind against the side of the windsong. Elandra is very taken aback. You can see that the person at the helm, she's left in charge, holds steady as the ship collides with the other. And she says, "Fuck me!" And at this moment, the ship becomes kind of, well, they both move alongside each other in a way that slowly keeps them together, grinds both to a halt. And you're parallel with it now.
That seems bad.
And as the wind shifts, you hear whispered upon the wind, just kind of this, you can't really tell specifically the full phrase it uses, but all you can hear is one word. And it says, and that's where we're going to tonight.
We didn't hear
Wait,
anything.
Yeah, we
I
didn't hear
didn't
the
catch
word.
it.
Anything.
What did he
Yeah,
say?
Hey, ominous silence. I like
Shit!
it.
I'm sorry. I'm going to bring it really close to
Oh,
my
no.
mouth.
Man, somebody should get you a new mic.
Hey, you know, someone already did, and I want to thank that person personally here.
Anyway, what did
And
they
you
say?
should stop speaking so quietly and menacingly.
She said, finally.
Finally.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like it.
Drunk gonna eat some ghosts. Let's go.
The one time I have a good night.
That's where we're going to call it for tonight. And next session, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to possibly get into some combat.
Let's go. Mad excited for that.
TT.
I actually wanted to extend the RP just to get everyone a chance to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely necessary that we talk about Embrin turning into a demon and Drunk opening up.
Opening up. Yep. Great way to phrase it.
Yep. I was proud
Opening
of that one. I'm glad
several
that we found that
holes.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
In the notes, I wrote that he, in double quotes, opened up to the group, and I gave myself, I chuckled.
You,
Love
you
it.
presented several holes.
Yeah.
Did you
I
eat
like
body
that
yet?
phrasing less, but I did not eat anything yet. I really should. Maybe
We had a
after
long
this
rest.
combat.
I wasn't sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, good
I am
game.
I am headed to bed, but thank you everybody. Well played. Good game.
Have a good night, y'all. It was
Good
fun.
night.
Briar.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. I'm off as well. Good night, y'all. Bye.
Recording is ending. Bye.
Bye, guys.